Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another wonderful episode of the ADHD Gamer Podcast, episode 37. I am one of your hosts, Mike McMahon, and as always, I'm joined by Mr. Jonathan Franklin.
What's up, ADHD gamers?
And Mr. Adam Hammonds.
How's it going, guys?
It's going pretty well. How are you two gentlemen doing today?
Doing all right. Living the dream.
Oh, see, that was the typical white guy saying, "Living the dream."
I know,
there it
that's
is.
why I said it.
That's it. The typical white guy saying. Gotta love it.
Ever since I saw that meme, I've been noticing a lot of white people do say that.
Have you noticed it? Have you also noticed this one? Hold on, watch my face. So I work at a hospital, obviously I've told you guys. So as I walk around the hospital all the time, I say hello or how are you doing or hey to people, and you always get this.
Yep.
And for audio listeners, what I mean by that is the blatant "I don't care what you were saying" smile and the nod and the nod. That's a typical white person thing.
I call it the go fuck yourself.
That actually may not be a white person. That may be an everybody thing, because actually almost all races do that to me at the hospital when I'm there. I'm just like, hey, how are you doing? Hey man, have a good night. All right, well, fuck you too, homeboy. Just like
I am not happy enough to smile at you, but I have to. So.
I can't help it. You're at fucking work, bitch. So am I. Shut the fuck up and go to work. Go save a goddamn life. Fucking piece of shit. Nurses are fucking assholes too sometimes. Anyway, they are for real. Go work at a hospital.
Wrong.
Go work at a hospital and you'll learn.
I do work at a hospital.
Yeah, well, yeah, Adam, you do, right? So you can attest to this.
Yeah. I had to deal with nurses all the effing time, and I gave them a lot of work to do. So yes, I completely understand.
Yeah, they're my father-in-law is a firefighter, and he tells me about it all the time. And he's like, yeah, we do a lot of bullshit in the ERs, and I'm like, I bet you do. I bet you do. I can see that. I bet you do. Yeah. So guys, little housekeeping for you. You can check us out, podcast services around the globe, obviously for audio listening needs. You can also check us out on Facebook, ADHD Gamer Podcast, YouTube, ADHD Gamer Podcast, as well as Instagram, ADHD Gamer Podcast. This week we hit another big milestone. I feel like it was just a week or two ago we talked about getting 1,000 likes on Facebook. This week,
almost exactly 2 weeks ago.
Was it exactly 2 weeks ago? Okay. This week we hit 2,000 likes on Facebook, and we want to thank all you guys for that. We, of course, before anybody talks shit, we do understand 2,000 likes is not a lot, but for us it is, and we just want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts once again. And every thousand or whatever, I'm sure you'll get the same message every time, just because it's a thing of, hey guys, thank you, we appreciate it, we didn't expect this kind of stuff to happen. So yeah, you guys want to say anything about that?
Thank you all. Exactly what he said. All that stuff he said, put in the same fill box, because we really appreciate people liking our page and seeing our stuff. So, and we like putting it out there.
This is why you'd never be able to do this without me. This is
just saying. Exactly what he said.
Adam, you got anything to say?
Same. Thank you.
This is why you'd never be able to do this without me. God damn it. Anyway, guys, hey,
5 stars. Same.
Yeah, hey, there you go. Thank you, and please keep giving us those 5-star ratings on all podcast services, guys. Please give us the what's it called, the likes, and please keep. I've noticed our subscribers are growing on Facebook. Intern, you want to give me some subscriber count, please? I noticed it went up the other day. We can on Facebook? No, on YouTube. On YouTube, please.
Okay, so I was like,
yeah. Did I say? I might have said Facebook on accident. Okay.
You did.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, do it on do it on YouTube. But
we are at 49 subscribers.
That's
on YouTube.
That's
We're
awesome.
halfway there.
You know what? I'll take that. I'll take that, because it's went up more than what it had. So I'll take that. Ooh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Once again, guys, thank you. We're very happy to be able to do this for you guys. I mean, more along the lines. I mean, of course, as selfish as this sounds, we're happy to do this for ourselves. But we are happy to do this for you guys, and we really thank you. So with the housekeeping being done, guys, hopping into our first segment, the old topless segment. We'll start with Adam this week. Adam, what you got repping over there? What kind of shirt you repping?
What you repping?
Oh, I like it. It's
nice.
Okay. It's a retro. I like it. I've always liked PlayStation's retro logo more than their new one.
Oh yeah, I love it. I was at GameStop yesterday, and they had the N64, same thing. The big Nintendo, and then and the Japanese kanji saying Nintendo underneath of it. So I really like these shirts. This one's very soft.
I can you know the bad part about it is I can look at that shirt and tell it's soft. I can look at that because that's I bet that's polyester, if you will.
Only problem with the shirt is Courtney's hair gets like stuck in between the
so
threads.
It's itchy, huh? Yeah.
Every once in a while I'm like, how did you get in there?
Yeah. You see this little fucker behind me back here probably licking his nuts? Yeah, he likes to his little hairs, dude, are about this long and they're sharp as a motherfucker, and they will get in my sock and stick through my sock into my foot to where it feels like a goddamn knife is in my foot. And of course, that's one hair, so you can't find the fucker unless I'm sitting on a toilet trying to find this bitch in my bottom of my foot and pull it out with tweezers, because it's like, oh my god, this hurts so bad. Please fucking find this goddamn hair. So, yeah, that's that. All right, John. So, what do you want to you? What do you got going on over there?
You can see it from about here. I've got the original Legend of Zelda. It's a Nintendo product. So this is a Nintendo officially licensed shirt for the Legends of Zelda.
That's awesome.
And it's nice and retro as well. And I got it at MegaCon last year, I believe.
That is awesome. Today I am repping, you guys probably can't see because my beard is so long because I am the bearded wonder. I am repping a shirt from Ripped. It's RIPT apparel that I got a couple years ago. It's probably still on there. This is a Darth Vader on with of course the Death Star in the background, and it's a Nightmare Before Christmas and Star Wars crossover. It's amazing. Go check out those people at Ripped Apparel. They do daily T-shirts where it's like $14. They do like three a day, I believe. They come out about midnight. That's normally where I get my stuff. I love them at Ripped.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored, but I will happily take the sponsorship if you want to fucking give it to me, Ripped. Please do. I will wear every single shirt you send me, or if you don't even got to do that, you want to sponsor and pay us, I will wear every single Ripped shirt I have, which is probably about half of my freaking closet. So I've bought enough where you probably should just sponsor us anyway.
I for a while was getting shirts from Woot.
Woot.
Same
Woot.
thing.
Yeah,
Woot is good. Woot is good. Also, QWERTY is good as well. That's QWERT, ERTEE, I believe. And there was another Shirt Punch is a good one. Shirt Punch just takes a while to send you your stuff. I talked a lot of shit about Shirt Punch to Shirt Punch, meaning as in emailing them because of getting ship dates but one of my shirts ended up peeling in the washer, and I sent them an email and was like, "Hey guys, I'm done. I'm never buying from you again." Being dead serious, that wasn't a as the meme says, a Karen moment, if you will, of just bitching to bitch. That was literally like, "Hey guys, I'm done. I'm not buying from you again. There's too many problems." Blah blah. They're like, "Hey man, look, we're gonna send you out another shirt." They sent me that one, and they sent out another shirt from my wish list for free. So their customer service is really cool, and I've washed that same shirt since, and it did not do the same thing. So obviously something passed QC when it shouldn't have. So they were really cool about it. So I do want to thank them for that. Also not sponsored. Yeah, guys, it's been a fun week. Have you guys been playing anything special?
Good old Apex Legends and a little bit of Call of Duty Mobile.
I believe the EA servers are down right now because my
They
brother.
are. I got kicked out just a minute ago.
Within about 10 minutes, right before we got on the show, actually, Adam had sent me the invite. I got in with Adam, and then I left to go talk to my brother. My brother had downloaded Apex last night, and so we could play because I've been needing more people to play with because if you're on, you're usually with your own people, so I don't bother you. And my brother's on, so if my brother wants to play Apex, we can play Apex, and he's been. He tried to hop on. He's like, "Man, fucking EA won't let me sign in." I'm like, "Yeah, that's probably because their servers are down." I posted a thing this week about their servers being down. And it wasn't just Apex. It was everybody. So it was every game. So it's kind of funny.
I experienced the exact same bullshit with that just literally like an hour ago. I fucking hate that shit. Yeah, but it was right before I just had like the best match. I got like 10 fucking kills and 2,000 damage. I'm fucking doing my little swirl fucking dance in my seat.
That's pretty cool. Adam, anything special with you, buddy?
I've been playing some Division 2, getting along in that. And then since you dropped off those controllers, I've been playing a lot of original Smash.
All right, are those controllers working for you pretty well?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm glad they worked. I'm glad somebody's getting some use out of them. I bought them a while back, and what he's referring to, people, there is a brand. What's the brand on that? It's Villaros, ain't it?
Yeah, Villaros.
Yeah, Villaros Gaming or Villaros Retro Equipment. They have a thing on Amazon for, which also not sponsored. Have a thing on Amazon for a bunch of Raspberry Pi older controllers, N64, SNES, NES, PlayStation 1, all that kind of good stuff. Or I guess they're DualShocks, if you will. They're about $65 for 10 controllers, I believe. I bought them a while back, and they just didn't. I didn't get any use out of them, so I gave them to Adam here, and that's what he's been playing with. So they work, and that's good. I'm glad they're working for you, Adam.
The only thing is I have to rebind the A and the B button for whatever reason. They're backwards.
Yeah, that was the thing I noticed I had to do with the N64 controllers by themselves. I noticed I had to do that. That's good, man. I'm glad you've been enjoying that. So I guess we're on to me. Time for me to make a very controversial opinion. I think Fortnite's a perfect game. I've talked multiple shit about. Let me also remind people I have not played Fortnite probably ever in my life. I played with my brother for like a match, and I was like, yeah, it's building shit. I'm not doing this. Fuck that. Still to this day, I say that building shit. Yeah, I'm not doing this. So I just shoot bitches. And today I've won 9 games alone. I don't win for battle royale games, so winning in Fortnite is pretty hilarious and pretty fun. Realizing that, hey, I'm just fucking hiding until you bitches get ready, and then I'm just gonna shoot. So it's pretty fun. It's been a fun process to play, to be honest with you. The reason I say it's perfect, I'm gonna get a lot of shit talked about me for this one, and I'm fine with that. The battle royale itself, I believe, for what it does and what it's, because Apex has a lot of problems, PUBG has a lot of problems. Fortnite really doesn't have a lot of problems. I mean, their main problem is just competition. They don't have, I mean, you look at the stuff we do, we've talked about it multiple times with their ending events. Me and John talked about it yesterday. Their ending events of their seasons that they do is a really fucking cool thing. Like the robots fighting, and then the black hole thing, and all that cool, the Star Wars event they had inside the game. All that stuff is so cool, and it's being able to experience that stuff is going to be pretty fun. Just want to say the only reason that I'm playing this game right now is because Chapter 2 Season 2 is going to have a Deadpool skin. Is literally the only reason why I'm playing this game. But in all honesty, that's pretty cool. They do those kind of things because that brings more people into the game. Because they did some Star Wars stuff a while back. People went in. They did some Batman stuff a while back. People went in. It's been a fun process though, man. Just been playing some Fortnite, been enjoying it, been playing. And the thing I think I love the most about it is I can leave here. Like the other day, we went to a place called Once Upon a Child and bought some clothes for our kid, and we left here. I was playing on my Switch, here I was playing on my PS4. I left here. We got in the van, hooked DualShock up to my phone, went to playing on my phone. Everything carried over because it's all cross-play. It's all cross-whatever, cross account. Your account goes across everything. Right. So it was really cool that you can do that type of stuff. I love it. And it plays perfectly fine on the phone. It's a really cool thing. Dude, I've been really enjoying it. I think Epic has... I don't see Fortnite dying in the next year, but I mean, it will eventually die. But, it's one of those things to where it's going to go down as one of the... And like I said, I know I'm going to catch shit for this. It'll go down as one of the best games in history. And it's because of what it's done for the gaming audience itself. It's brought a lot of people in, mainly kids. And I think that's why it catches a lot of shit, is the whole kid thing. The squeakers, if you will, is what we used to call them. So I think that's that. Yeah. I've been having a lot of fun with it, though. And you guys should get on it and play with me. I know you have Switches, so you guys should play.
I'm not allowed online.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah. You could. In all honesty, you might be able to. I bet you could stream that, Adam. I bet you could on GeForce Now. I bet you could stream that.
I mean, I have it on Xbox.
Oh yeah, you do have it on Xbox. There you go. I forgot you had the Xbox there too. Yeah, we can play together still, because all you'd have to do is just add me to your Epic account. Just add me as a friend. It's kind of like how Call of Duty does.
Question, not about Fortnite, but about the cross account thing. Did you ever try that with The Witcher?
Yes, I've done it. I talked about it with Jonathan last week. Yes, I did do it, and it works beautifully. Awesome. I know you were saying that you had mods on your PC.
Yes, I do have.
How that was going to affect you.
It has mods on the PC, so I have mods on. So how that works, people, is I have mods on my PC. I've actually played a little bit this week. I have mods on my PC, and of course the Switch, you can't get mods. So I did a test of switching the save to the Switch, playing a little bit, my PC save, which has mods, obviously, and it runs perfectly fine. You just obviously don't have the mods. And then uploading, so you have to upload your save from your Switch back to the Steam cloud to be able to come back and play on the PC, basically. Cool. It worked really well, yes. Me and Jonathan talked a little bit about it last week with the news, and it worked really well. I was very, very happy with it. It's a thing I'm very excited with. We did talk about the fact that, I believe, if I remember right, Jonathan, you may prove me wrong here. I believe we talked a little bit about the fact that I would like to see it come to PS4 and Xbox consoles as well with the switching of the saves. But I don't think that's going to happen because the Switch is not. So the Switch and PC are not competing, right? They're not competing partners. They are because obviously Switch doesn't have enough power to compete with this. Xbox One and PS4 technically are competing with PC, so I don't think that in all honesty, they would let that happen, Steam wise. So we'll see. It will be a cool thing to see. Gentlemen, with all that being said, would you like to hop into the news?
Sure.
Are you sure?
Let's do it.
You don't sound sure.
Let's do it. I was trying to sound sexy.
Oh, you didn't sound sexy at all. You sounded like you were like, hey, man, you know what? Fucking go into the goddamn news.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Can you go into the news?
There you go. See, that sounds a lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thanks. Good. I'm glad. The news. Enjoy. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, my pants just stood up.
This ain't ADHD after dark, yo.
my pants just stood up a little bit, but all right.
Oh, you popping tents.
I've been popping a lot of tents.
Popping the tents.
You know what? I'm just glad that I can still pop a tent. So I'm pretty solid.
I've been hitting the nuts too many times. I'm actually kind of concerned about it a little bit. I don't know.
So, gentlemen, our first story comes to us from Igor Bonifacic, I'm going to say. I'm sorry if I fucked your name up, buddy. From Engadget. So, GOG this week, which is Good Old Games, which is owned by CD Projekt Red. GOG's new refund policy lets you return a game even if you've played it. So this is a very cool process. I'm just going to go ahead and read part of this article here. GOG is simplifying its refund process, making it easier to get your money back if you don't like a game you recently purchased. Moving forward, you have up to 30 days. I repeat, 30 days to refund any game, including one you've already installed and played. So what's really different about this, Actually, it says it right here in the article. I'll go ahead and read it. Previously, you couldn't return a game if you had already installed or launched it, though it was possible to get a refund if a technical issue prevented you from playing the game. Notably, the updated policy includes both early access titles and pre-orders. To put a new policy in perspective, Valve currently gives people up to 14 days to refund a game on Steam. Moreover, in most cases, it won't give you your money back if you played something for more than 2 hours. Epic is the same way. Epic, if you played for more than 2 hours, you cannot get a thing back. GOG plans to keep an eye on things to ensure people don't abuse the new system. Quote, we're monitoring the effects of the current update to make sure no one is using this policy to hurt the developers that put their time and heart into making great games, end quote. The company says of the new policy, quote, we may refuse refunds in such individual cases, end quote. So it's unlikely you'll be able to purchase a game, finish it in less than a month, and expect to get a refund. In fact, GOG says it may, quote, refuse refunds in individual cases, end quote. Which makes sense. That's it for the article, guys. So, I mean, which makes sense. This whole thing makes sense, and it's a great thing for the consumer, but it sucks for the developers because stuff could end up happening of like, hey man, I'm gonna beat a game in a month and I'm gonna return it and fuck the person over, you know. People could use that type thing, and it sucks. That really does suck for the developer. So we're just going to hope that people have a good heart and don't do that, and it's good that GOG will be monitoring that type of stuff. You guys want to add anything to this?
I mean, I'm sure they'll add like, well, I'm not sure, but I would imagine they'd add something to the effect of you have to give a reason why you're returning this game or whatever, and if you played it all the way through or you got close to the end and discovered, hey, you don't want it anymore, that's not a good reason. a glitch would be a good reason, or something that's wrong with the game, you know, whatever.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's a thing like, hey man, I really thought I was going to be into this game, man, and I'm just not. And they're like, oh, let me check. Oh, you've only got 7 hours in it. Okay, you tried it. You know what? Here, let me refund you this money back. You know, but if you're like, hey, I got 65 hours into this game, and they look at it and they're like, hey, man, I'm really not into this game. Can I get my money back? And they're like, no, bro, you've got 65 hours in this game. You should have contacted me way earlier than this. Then no, you should not get your money back. Even if you've got, I want to say, if you've got anything more than 12 to 15 hours in a video game, depending on what game it is, because obviously we know games like Control are like 12-hour, 13-hour games. Then you shouldn't be able to get your money back past a certain hour mark, which I'm sure GOG will be looking at stuff like that. Before this, I actually read a story about the fact that developers didn't even know GOG was going to do this. So they didn't even know. GOG just did it. And now everybody's like, oh, shit. But they're a good enough company where I think they'll handle it well. I love GOG. Anything else on this, guys?
Nope.
I mean, that's why I rent games from Redbox and places like that. That way I can try a game out before I buy it. So I don't have to do with trying to do a refund or anything. You know, I can pick something pre-owned at GameStop and I have a certain amount of time to return it. But it's interesting. They'll definitely have to implement, like you said, something like a time limit, like anything more. For me personally, anything more than 2 hours, I'll have set it down and gave up on it already. Yeah,
but you got to remember, certain people, like there are certain games, like there's a lot of people that said Death Stranding doesn't get fun until the 10-hour mark, and which is, don't get me wrong, that's on the developer, but I mean they did say, like people have said, like it doesn't get fun until like 10 hours in, and that is some games, and I understand like a 10-hour, like, hey man, have you played 10 hours of this game? Oh, okay, you have? Okay, cool. But then it goes by a standpoint. Like I said, Control's a 12-hour game. If you've played 10 hours of that game, most likely you've either beat it or you're getting close to beating it. So so it's like, okay, no, you've got 10 hours in this game. No, bro, you're close to beating this. So no, we're not going to refund you your money back. And of course, you know, because that's abusing at that point, you know.
Yeah. Especially if they like main quest line something straight to the end just to get it done. Don't do any side quests. Say, oh no, I only played this game for like 10 some odd hours. Yeah, no.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Sony patent. Who wants to take this next one?
All right, I got that one. So Sony files a patent for what appears to be the PlayStation 5's DualShock 5 controller, hinting at a sweet and heart rate
sweat. That definitely says sweat.
Man, that definitely says sweat. I should be wearing my fucking glasses. All right, so this article comes to us from Dalton Cooper at Game Rant. So I'm going to read a couple lines here. A new Sony patent may reveal some rather surprising new features for the PlayStation 5's DualShock 5 controller. According to the patent, the controller could use biofeedback to modify user experience with data collected from players' hands while they are playing the games. The patent details the DualShock 5's grips, which track sweat and heart rate. The PS5 will then modify the user's experience based on this information. Examples aren't given, but in the past, there have been suggestions that such technology could be used to make the game easier if it's too stressful, or in the case of a horror game, ramp up the scares if the player's heart rate isn't responding accordingly. That's fucking cool. That's really cool. So while Sony's newly discovered controller patent doesn't provide any specific examples of what the PS5 will use this technology for, it does say that it could work with virtual reality headsets and that the PlayStation camera. However, reports have indicated that the rumored PS5 camera feature can be canceled or has been canceled due to component supply shortage. So it's unclear how that may impact the Dual 5's biofeedback sensors. And we've got some interesting looking images here pointing out to the bottoms of the controller handles and around the top as well.
Okay, so
I don't like this.
You don't like it?
I'm going to throw a couple things in here. Number one, take this with a grain of salt because of it being a patent. And there's nothing. I mean, there is a patent there. Number two. Remember, people, patents don't always get filed. Patents don't always come through. They get filed, and millions of patents get filed every day, and some of them will not come through. So just remember that. Adam,
I don't like it out of personal reason, because I have a heart condition that will make my heart randomly beat really fast for no reason.
Correct.
So I don't want to be playing a game and my hands are sweaty because it's hot in the bedroom.
Yes.
And then I have a tachycardia, and all of a sudden, I'm enjoying the game, and then it just gets ridiculously easy.
Well, they'd have to have a turn a kill switch or something like that for people.
But I think you're giving in too much to them, because I don't think that's what they want, John. I think what this is hey, man, I'm playing a scary game, right? Yeah. I'm playing a scary game. You're noticing my heart rate go up. Once again, I'm like Adam. I had a heart attack at 20 years old, so my heart is very, very fragile, and my heart rate goes up all the time. Yes, people, you can have a heart attack at a young age, just letting you know. Don't drink a lot of Monster. Anyway, so if I'm playing, that's another reason why I don't like to play horror games, because my heart rate is so bad to where it starts to hurt. So if I'm playing let's say I'm playing something like, I understand this is a Nintendo game, but let's, you know what, I'll use this. Let's say I'm playing Spyro, right? Spyro, I can say that because Spyro's on a PS4. Let's say I'm playing a Spyro, right? And I'm playing Spyro, and my heart rate's rising, and they're like, "Why is this guy's heart rate rising?" Like, it's not scary, or it's not getting exciting or anything. It's just a regular game, and it's because of that's what's happening to me. It's my body, I can't help that, But if I'm playing something horror like, and it's doing, and my heart rate is rising, it probably means I'm a little bit scared, or something. I know something's coming, right? I also don't like this. I understand why they would want it to kind of get more feedback for games and stuff. I understand that. I just don't know if I'm cool with that. Like, they talked about doing this back in the PS2 days, and I just don't know if I like that, to be completely honest with you.
I want to have control over my experience.
Yeah, and if you notice, I'm getting my, like, let's say I'm playing Bloodborne, and you can tell I'm getting my ass kicked. I'm getting mad, right? My hands also are super sweaty. I sweat a shitload when I'm playing a game. So if you're trying to take that kind of information and saying, hey, this guy's getting his ass kicked, maybe we should lower the difficulty a little bit, and they lower the difficulty without me knowing, it's kind of like the thing Adam said. I do want to be in control of my own game. I want to be in control of my experience with that video game, especially if I paid the $60 for it, or whatever. I want to be in control of it.
If I chose to put it on very hard, then I want the very hard experience, and I want to get my ass kicked constantly.
Yeah, correct.
I don't want them dropping it down just because the controller says so.
But if this had an on and off feature, and it should in the opposite direction, because it probably will, more than likely, because people are going to say, no, fuck you, I don't want that. But if it works in the opposite direction, in the case of me, like, it sees me getting scared, and I have it tweaked to where it says, all right, well, let's turn it fucking up and make them really fucking scared.
Right.
Fuck yeah, I want it. And I can,
like, this would be cool, kind of as like the Xbox like Elite controller, like as a kind of a Sony official add-on, to where you get this, and you get with a new, if they ever come out with a new Silent Hill, they'll get sold as a bundle, maybe.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. I just don't like the idea of it altering my experience without
and now do I think it's a great idea and it's great technology? Yeah, I think 1000% it's a great idea. It's awesome technology, but at the same time, would I like this to be an on-off switch, so I can be like, hey, or an on-off setting in the controller settings? I don't want to do this. Yes, I do, because I would turn it off myself. I don't want anything to do with it. It would have to be that, and I feel like a lot of people would, because a lot of the articles that ended up coming out about this, and even a lot of people on different podcasts and things, were like, yeah, I don't like this. So it would have to be a thing of, no, I want this turned off. But once again, remember, people, this is a patent. Most likely, nothing's going to come out of it.
Right. But what if it actually improved your experience? Now, I'm not saying like if it's helping cater your skill level, and it's helping cater to you getting through this game, not necessarily making it too easy, but if you reach that really hard challenge and you just want to progress through, it might make the game a little more smoother transition. It might make the game a little easier for you to play.
Yeah, but then that defeats the whole purpose of me putting it on a harder difficulty for the reasoning of
you're right.
let's say I'm playing a harder game and I get it to the end of the game and I'm at the last boss, and last bosses on harder difficulties are usually hard, and if we get there and I die 5 times in a row and they're like, hey man, we noticed this, so we did this, and we lowered it a little bit for you because we noticed this was going on in your body right now. No, don't do that, because I just beat this whole game. Maybe I'm trying to get an achievement. Maybe I'm trying to get a trophy. And if you lower that, I'm not going to get this now because you did this. That's I don't like it at all, to be honest. There's nothing that could actually get me to actually turn this on, to be completely honest with you. I
think it would be good for like a first playthrough where you're just going to enjoy a game, maybe turn that sucker on, and then, because this is the way I personally do it, is I play the first playthrough to really just enjoy the game. And if I go to get an achievement or whatever, I'll ramp it up to a harder level and then go and beat it and get that achievement. And
see, I'm different.
Turn that feature off.
See, I'm different. I turn that bitch to if I'm going for achievements, I turn that bitch to an easier level just so I got the easiest time with getting all my stuff. I'm not even gonna lie about it. I mean, that's how I've always done it.
I'm sorry, buddy. I can't hear a word you're saying for some reason at the moment.
You keep cutting out.
Oh, you know why? You know why?
You're using your mic in 2 different places.
I apologize. Let me fix that for you two gentlemen right now.
Yeah, I was almost that entire block of what you just said.
All right. Yeah. Well, okay. All right. So we'll try this again. So
I noticed Adam's eyes were open down. I'm like, maybe I should tell him.
Yeah, because I need to know if I can't hear that shit. So somebody needs to tell me.
Good old toaster mic.
So yeah, it's the original. It's the original mic, whatever I'm pulling out of here. But I actually need to make sure that this one's pulling the settings that I needed to pull. Okay, cool. But no, see, and I'm different to where I will actually, if I beat a game on a difficulty, which normally I'm usually normal or whatever, a little bit over normal is, depending on how I'm feeling. I will kick a game down to get achievements and trophies. I will kick that bitch to the easiest difficulty so I can go play, because I already know what I'm going to do. Especially if I'm trying, unless there is a trophy for a harder difficulty, then I will. But yeah, it's just a very weird thing at the end of the day.
I'm sure there's a market for somebody, but I'm sure in that market.
I am not.
One out of 3 people.
I'm not shitting. I'm not shitting on this at all. There is a market for it, and I think it could happen. And you know what? That's great for those people. It's just not something that I want to happen for me.
You wouldn't? Would you ever? I mean, I'm sure you probably would at least experiment with it, right?
I would do it. I would
care a little less about.
Maybe I might try it one time and see what's like. Okay, this ain't bad, or oh yeah, fuck this, I'm not doing it. Yeah.
I'd give it a chance and see.
Okay, we'll see if it comes out. Maybe we'll get some more story on it.
Maybe.
Adam, go ahead and take the next one for us.
Next one comes from a lovely person.
You didn't have it. You didn't have this. That means he didn't have it pulled up.
I was at the bottom of the article. Comes from Colin Campbell at Polygon. EA bans abusive player from all of its games and services.
So before you start, Adam,
damn.
I want to say something about this. I know this isn't really big news, that anybody cares about of people. I just want you to understand that I put the story in here because EA actually did something, in my opinion, the right way by banning a dickhead of. Oh Jesus, somebody's mad.
My God.
Oh God. I see. See, even your dog's mad at this dude.
Dog sounds like he's fucking 10 foot tall.
Oh, Jesus.
That growl.
I thought Adam farted or something at the beginning. I was like, Jesus, Adam.
You couldn't even hold it?
All right, Adam, go ahead with it.
Yeah. All right. So EA bans.
If you want to read the whole story, you can.
The YouTuber and streamer Kurt0411 or Kurto411.
Yeah, right.
So mad. Oh my God. Okay. In November 2019, FIFA competitor and streamer Kurto411 was banned from playing its FIFA 20 events by publisher EA. Now EA has banned the player from its entire portfolio of games and services.
Hold on. So I want you guys to hear that again. EA has banned this player from its entire. I want you guys to look at the word entire. This motherfucker can't even play Dragon Age. This bitch can't play. What's the one with Yarny? what's the one with the yarn balls, the freaking damn it.
I know what you're talking, the little red yarn.
Yes, I can't think about it. But anyway, he can't play Dead Space. Like Unravel, thank you. He can't play, like, his banned this bitch from entire, which I don't know how they do this, because he could easily just go to, I imagine this dude go, so before you go on, Adam, I want to imagine this guy going to GameStop and trying to buy an EA game, and the GameStop employee, like, has a piece of paper with his face on it under the desk, and was like, don't let this guy buy EA games, and he looks at it, he's like, no, man, you can't fucking buy this, dude. It's like, get the fuck out of here. I want to imagine that's how this goes. All right, Adam, go ahead.
At his own local GameStop, and that would be funny if it had like a wanted poster or something.
So EA released a statement on their Twitter, and it says, in November 2019, after a series of code of conduct violations as part of the EA Sports FIFA Global Series, in which he threatened employees and other players, Curto411 was banned from competing and attending any EA Sports FIFA 20 Global Series events or future competitions. Since that time, Kurt has continued to post abusive and threatening messages and videos about EA employees and competitive players on social media, and has encouraged others to do the same. His message has crossed a line of decency into very personal attacks and breach of our terms of services. We will not tolerate threatening behavior. As a result, today, Curto's 411 EA account will be banned from playing our games and accessing our services due to these serious and repeated violations. They go on to talk about how they built their games and for their communities to have fun and a space, safe and enjoyable space, and he just did not abide by that. They go on to say that there's a variety of EA Twitter accounts for their employees that were hacked, and they were displaying rogue messages supporting Finch.
Yeah, that's his last name.
Finch. So that's just stupid. Like, then he came back trying to say, end of the day, I never said anything I shouldn't have. This is just deeper than anyone thinks. They didn't want me competing at events because they were scared I'd win them. Now I'm the second biggest streamer of their game, and they're scared I'll overtake their golden boy.
God.
So keep the read the rest of the article. There's a lot in there, or there's a little bit more in there. You were at Finnick is highly critical.
Critical of his YouTube channel and his Twitter account, which has 93.9 thousand followers, and accused the company of tyranny and bullshit. In the past, he has been vocally critical of certain aspects of the latest FIFA game, recently stating that EA has, quote, done everything this year, but look at themselves and admit they fucked it. They killed their game and their esport, end quote. Quote, quote. It says, in this statement, EA said that Finch has continued to post abusive and threatening messages and videos about EA employees and blah, 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 like I said earlier. So yeah, that's just, how far do you have to have your head stuck up your own ass to be like, oh, they thought I'd overtake their golden boy. That's why they banned me.
All I can think is so many different people that talk with that big boastful attitude of, yeah, you know, they're always just trying to fuck with me because, you know, I'm good and I'm badass and I'm going to win them tournaments. Like, come on, dude, shut the front door.
I mean, here's the thing, man. This has been going on for longer. I've actually been following this kind of story a long time. I don't really watch a lot of FIFA stuff, but I've always heard this stuff, of course, because EA always gets shit on as a company. I myself shit on EA. But when they do stuff of this nature where they ban somebody that needs to be banned, it's a good thing. And it's kind of a thing of the matter of, you know, they banned him because he's being a dickhead. I mean, he's being a pure fucking dickhead. And here's the thing: he's been fighting with EA now for probably over a year at this point. Why do you still continue to play FIFA? You know, if you're that mad at FIFA, you're that mad at EA, why don't you go play Pro Evolution Soccer, which is another big soccer game you could go play? Why? Why do you continue to play FIFA? You know, people, if this doesn't tell you, you will get shit prizes for being a shithead. You know, that type thing. You know, this dude's just being a dickhead. I mean, this whole story actually kind of annoyed me when I heard it and kind of pissed me off. At the very beginning, it was an EA thing, like, EA, why are y'all doing this? Like a year ago, when they actually did this, when this whole thing started, it was EA being like, this guy's being a dickhead, blah blah blah, and then Kurt was on Twitter talking about, man, it's not, you know, it's not me, man, but you know what, I'll accept my punishment, doing the thing he should do. And then now it's turned around to where I think he's just mad enough to where now he's just being a dickhead and being an asshole about it. And it's not the right thing to do. You should not be like that. You should be an adult instead of, remember, dude, you are a video game player. You can still get your ass whooped when you walk out of that room. You know, it's a pretty simple process, you know. A lot of these gamers, if you will, I put this in quotes, and I'm talking about pro gamers, think they're just hard asses and can talk shit to anybody without some repercussions at times. You know, they think they're pros and they think that they can just do stuff. I've seen Call of Duty people do the same shit. You know, it's kind of one of them things where they talk a lot of shit. It's one of the Xbox things. Everybody always picks fun about Xbox. Everybody talks shit behind a mic, but then when it's in real life, they don't want to do nothing. This guy looks like that type of guy. He looks like he's going to be the type to talk shit to you on that microphone, but if you catch him outside, he's gonna bitch up. That's exactly what it looks like, you know. And that's absolutely that's just these type of people, man. They're dickheads. So Kurt, fuck you, homie. Stop being a dick. That comes straight. That's not even from ADHD Gamer. It's from Mike McMahon himself. Fuck you. Anyway, let's go. Go ahead.
He looks a little bit like Jamie Kennedy.
He does a little bit. He does a little bit. Yeah.
Act like a gangster ass white boy that really lives in Beverly Hills.
Hey, go ahead, B-Rad G, get it.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's gonna be the title of this episode. Go ahead, B-Rad G. I can't go ahead, John. All right, John, go ahead. I'm sorry, Adam. You got anything else to say about Mr. Kurt 0411?
Nope.
Did
know who you were before this episode. Won't remember you after it's done.
And don't care. Yep, exactly. Go ahead, John. Go ahead with our next story.
All right, so our next story comes to us from Jason Schreier at Kotaku, the infamous Jason Schreier. So the title of this article is Sources say EA canceled a Star Wars Battlefront spinoff last year. So last spring, Electronic Arts canceled a spinoff of its popular Star Wars Battlefront series, the third Star Wars game that the publisher has axed since 2017. This latest game, codenamed Viking, was originally envisioned for release in fall 2020 alongside the next generation of consoles. But once it became clear that EA's executives that the timeline was unrealistic, Viking was no more. This account is based on interviews with 6 people familiar with EA's inner workings, all of whom spoke anonymously because they were not authorized to speak to a reporter about the canceled projects. The backstory of Viking itself, worthy of a Star Wars intro scroll. It started off a long time ago, 2015, in a galaxy far, far away, San Francisco, at the EA-owned studio Visceral Games, which spent 2 years developing a Star Wars heist game called Ragtag under the well-known director Amy
Hennig.
Okay,
real quick, just to let everyone know, Amy Hennig is very well known for the Uncharted series. Amy Hennig's. So there was supposed to be an Uncharted like Star Wars game that was canceled that Amy Hennig did, which was codenamed Ragtag, and then of course Respawn ended up releasing Fallen Order, which was basically that, basically that, but not. They started over basically, but Amy Hennig's game was supposed to be like that. So continue.
Okay. In October 2017, EA shut down Visceral and canceled Ragtag, although it said that Ragtag's art assets would be shipped to the Canadian game studio EA Vancouver for a brand new open-world Star Wars game. That second game, Orca, was in development all through 2018 until 2 was canceled by EA. Kotaku broke the news of Orca's cancellation last year. At the time, we reported that EA Vancouver was spinning up a smaller Star Wars project to replace it, one that would be planned for release in fall 2020 alongside the next-gen PlayStation and Xbox. EA executives like to call it financial hole that needed filling. This third game was called Viking, and it was designed as a spin-off for Star Wars Battlefront series with open-world elements. The plan was also for EA to bring in yet another studio to help out, Criterion. based in London, England, which was previously best known for racing games like Burnout and Need for Speed, but had in recent years expanded to more genres. EA Vancouver spent some time designing ideas.
Oh, John cut out. And he cut out. So they spent some time designing ideas and prototypes for Viking, and Criterion came aboard soon afterward. That was when the problem started. Although Criterion was on paper the lead studio, the logistical challenges of cross-country game development made that a difficult proposition. As one person involved with the game said, quote, "Too many cooks," quote, end quote, was a running theme. Criterion leads had an ambitious vision for the game, aiming to put a strong focus on story and characters. It soon became clear that Viking would never be finished in just a year and a half. And Jesus, a year and a half. And EA executives had no interest in extending the timeline. Viking was canceled in the first half of 2019, although this news had gone unreported until now. That fall 2020 financial hole will go unfilled. Criterion has now taken back the Need for Speed series, and EA Vancouver is supporting other EA studios like BioWare and Respawn on games like Anthem 2.0 and Apex Legends. EA Vancouver also works on many of the company's sports games. So that's really it. You know, it's John. I took over there for you because you had what you called it.
It's sad when a Star Wars game is fucking canceled.
And this is the third one. And it's the thing. The thing is, like, Amy Hennig's I'm gonna guess by the you probably don't know who it is. Like I said, Amy Hennig did all the Uncharted games, or not all of them, but some of the Uncharted stuff. And she is amazing at what she does. I mean, you look at a lot of those games, and those games have her in them, like you can tell. Yeah. And she is. So when they canceled hers and they went on and did some other stuff, and they started bringing Criterion, and Visceral made sense, but then they started bringing Criterion in, which Criterion had no experience. Criterion was also working on, Criterion also did some of the DLC stuff for Battlefront, I believe. So they started getting there to where they could do that. They started learning. And so this would have been a cool process. It sucks that they keep axing Star Wars games that actually could have done something.
Yeah. Especially the infamous Star Wars thing, though. Like, so many great Star Wars games and potential games have been canceled over the years.
And a lot of people talk shit and say, "Well, it's Disney, it's Disney, it's Disney." No, yes, okay. I could bet that Disney is a very hard company to work with. I could 1000% bet that. And the reason they could is because they have an intellectual property to where their characters are very well loved. I could tell, I bet, and their lore is very well loved. So yes, I would be a bitch about that too. But at the same time, like, this ain't them. This is EA at this point. Yeah. EA just don't see it happening, so they cancel stuff.
Stuff like this has been happening since Lucas owned it. You know, you can't really say stuff like that, to be honest with you.
I mean, Lucas did a lot more than what EA's done, though. Lucas at least released games that they probably shouldn't have. Just like Masters of Terracossi. Do you know what Masters of Terracossi is?
Yes, I think so. No, I don't know who that is.
Masters of Terracossi is a PS1 Star Wars fighting game, 2D fighting game, where it's literally a 2D fighting game where you are fighting with when you were fighting with lightsabers and shit of that nature. Masters of Terracossi probably should not have been released. That game is not good at all. There are certain games that shouldn't have been released, and you know, they did it anyway because it's like, we need to try, you know. Yeah. And EA just hasn't put out that many Star Wars games. I mean, to be honest, I like Battlefront 2. I didn't like how Battlefront 2 started. I liked Battlefront in the beginning. A lot of people didn't. I think of course it was lacking things, but I do like those games. And then I like Jedi Fallen Order, obviously. So they're doing more, and I do think that Disney is going to give them. I do think that Disney is going to give them another sign. I think Disney's going to sign on with them again for it. I really do. Yeah. They're 10 years coming up, and I think they're going to do it again.
I mean, honestly, Battlefront 2's like little single player thing was actually a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that storyline. So,
yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed that as well, and a lot of people didn't. I enjoyed that as well. I liked it too. So
fuck other people.
Well, I mean, it's one of those opinion things, you know. Opinions don't matter, obviously. You know, mine and your opinion don't matter. Nobody's opinion matters. But if you like it, that's all that matters, you know. As long as you like it, you know. As long as you feel like you got your money's worth out of it, type thing, you know.
I mean, I feel like people shit on it a little bit more just because of that whole microtransactions thing that was going on at the time, and it was really super controversial.
It was deserved. It was deserved.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah,
not saying it's not. But I think people shit on it a little bit more, at least a single story, because they're already going in with a negative mindset.
Yeah, I can see that. I could agree with that too, actually. All right, so Adam, you got anything to say about this? We didn't even hear anything from you. Just normal shit.
Normal shit. Sad to see another Star Wars game die, but
yeah.
Right. All right.
I at least like to see the details of this stuff. Like, please tell me what you're going to try to do.
And that stuff will eventually come out. The man that you just said here, his name is Jason Schreier. Jason Schreier is one of the best investigative reporters there is in the video game industry. He's written a book on this kind of stuff. He's written another book. He's writing one now. Supposedly it's almost finished, or it's finished, one of the two. Jason Schreier is an amazing reporter. Probably one of my more favorite reporters to go get stuff from, because most of his stuff that he says, 99.9% of his stuff, becomes true. So if you ever hear me say, hey, I heard this from Jason Schreier, or I got it from Twitter, from his Twitter, blah, 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 it's probably true. So I love getting stuff from him because of that reason, and you'll end up getting more information about this type of stuff. The dude's awesome. I'm really surprised one of these companies hasn't sent a hitman for Jason Schreier yet, because he's leaked so much crap. And I don't want to say leaked, but you know, the whole Anthem thing was because Jason Schreier wrote about it. You know, which was, it needed to be done, and I'm super glad he did that, and I'm super glad we knew about all of it. So eventually you may find stuff like this out. It may be 5 years from now, John, but you may get that. You never know.
I don't want to hear about 5 years now. I'm hyped now.
Yeah, but you'll probably get it 5 years from now. Well, yeah. You didn't even know about this one being canceled, so there you go.
Well, now I know,
and yep, see they already canceled you right now. They just cut you off for talking shit. So we're gonna move on to the next story here. This one comes to us from Rory Young over at Game Rant. New PS5 leak claims Sony is developing 2 different console versions. This actually came out today on the 29th of February. I was actually sitting in my chair winning a game of Fortnite when this pulled up. A leaker claims that Sony doesn't just have one PlayStation 5 console in development, but rather 2, including a more powerful console. If recent leaks are any indication, Sony is preparing to announce more information regarding the PlayStation 5 in a relatively short time. It's fitting then that some of the new PS5 details are starting to leak themselves. The latest news comes from a vetted industry source who claims that fans should be expecting more than just PS5 news soon. They claim that Sony is working on a second console that will offer a more affordable, similar to what Xbox has offered this generation. The news comes from NeoGAF user VFX veteran, who has privately vetted their industry experience with the NeoGAF staff. They apparently don't have firsthand knowledge of Sony consoles, but quote, heard, end quote, the news. The news being that Sony as well as Microsoft has 2 consoles in development. Regarding Sony's specific plans, VFX veteran has just a handful of details. They say that the long-rumored 9 teraflop PS5 will be the base model of the console. Sony's second console isn't less than that, however, but rather a step up from that. Quote, their other one is also top of the line to compete with Xbox Series X top dog, end quote, is how the console is characterized. Exactly how powerful this console remains mysterious, but it might explain why there are so many rumors that Sony's top model is more powerful than Microsoft's top model. The only other bit of leaked information that VFX veteran, which they spelled that wrong, shares about the more powerful PS5 model is about its price. They say that the quote top of the line models quote for both Sony and Microsoft quote will be expensive, end quote. An exact price isn't referenced, but they predict a $600 price tag for the PS5 Plus, that's not the name of it. They're just guessing. From there, VFX veteran doesn't have any further official information. They do feel comfortable speculating about what comes next, however. They say that while no release date is confirmed, they guess that both PS5 models will launch at the same time. To summarize, according to this leak, the PlayStation 5 that according to this leak, the PlayStation 5 that several leaks have been related to is actually Sony's next-gen base model. It's also reportedly has a high-end model PS5 in development that may have a different name. This model is compared to the Xbox Series X and is likely to be expensive, perhaps even $600. No release dates are hammered down, but both the base PS5 and the boosted model may come out at the same time. And we'll get some details on that later on. So I had a friend of mine ask me earlier this week, you know, have we got prices on the new consoles yet? And I basically, and of course, at that point, it was the Xbox Series X. I had said that I believe the new model is going to be $499 or $599, or the big model, the Series X. And they're going to release so I do believe that Microsoft will release a $499 to $599 big model, kind of, you know, their top dog, if you will, like he says here. And then an Xbox Series S, we'll just call it a Series S. I don't know the name. So that I believe that will be released, and that will come out as a all digital or xCloud machine, and that will be about $350. And then so with this thing or that's what I think at least. So with Sony doing this, I could see them doing that just because of, but they kind of go away from it because, not sure if you guys know this or not, but PS3 released with 2 models, and it did not do well for them. They had a 20 gig model. Yes, they had a 20 gig model and an 80 gig model. They released 2 models. Okay. The 20 gig did not do well for them at all. People talk so much shit. It's kind of like how 360 did. 360 had 2 models. They had the arcade model that came with no hard drive, and then they had the regular model that came with a hard drive. And the only one you could find was the arcade model because everybody wanted that hard drive because the hard drives were expensive as shit. The hard drives were like $100 or $150 for a 20 gig hard drive. Yep. So this didn't do well for them, so I don't know if they want to do that again because they have only had one console the whole PS4 generation until the Pro came out. So we'll have to see. I mean, I could see them doing that, especially now with them having the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. So basically, they would have a PS5 and a PS5 Pro or a PS5 Plus, you know, type model. So I could see that happening.
Is this their solution to, you know, their big console is going to be a big amount of money, and they just want a more affordable thing for their consumers that can't afford a $600 $500?
Yes, in all honesty, I would think so. But the difference is between this model and the model of Xbox Series S that I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. I do honestly believe that the Series S will not have a disk drive. It will be a full digital model. I believe that the base PS5 will be a physical model where you can put physical media into it. Mm-hmm. Because PlayStation obviously doesn't have the streaming tech to go for that type of stuff. Like PlayStation Now is good and all, but it's not anywhere near what xCloud and that type of stuff is working on. So yeah, and I do believe I'm starting to think now the $600 is sounding more like that price tag, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what we're going to end up working with. So gentlemen, that's that. And you guys got anything to say about this the second console here, or anything special?
No. Not really. You said it all.
I don't, but I do have another story that's not on the list whenever we get to a point to interject that.
Well, you can interject
about the PS5.
You can put it in now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This article comes from a website called Tom's Guide by a gentleman named Matt Evans. And it says that there has been another patent filed with the World Intellectual Property Organization that shows Sony is thinking about adding smartphone style wireless charging to its controllers.
I can see that.
So basically, kind of like the Q charging or the Qi charging, however you word that.
Yeah.
And the patent shows that it's a charging base and that 2 controllers are sitting on top of it. And then it has another drawing underneath of it that shows the console and the controller sitting on top of it. So it might show, what I'm seeing here is it's integrating basically the wireless charging to the top of the PS5. So you just get done, you sit your controller on top of the console, and then you're good to go.
See, and that I could see that coming. I mean, that's a thing of like, we have, in all technicality, we have that now. I mean, but it's not wireless. Well, actually, it's not wireless because I mean, you do have charge bases now where the batteries have like have the prongs on the back of it to where they just click on. I kind of have one up here for exactly. I have one up here right now for my Wii. You know, and it's all that kind of good stuff. So I mean, that kind of stuff is kind of out now, but I could definitely that would be a cool thing. You know.
Yeah, that would be, you know, get done, drop your controller, and then it charges.
I mean, that works out better than me charging on my phone, like just setting that sucker down, because you just set your controller down automatically on top of your PS4 or whatever, and you're good to go, because that's where it always goes for me. So
you know, right now I have my phone on a wireless charger on my desk because it's so much simpler just to have it within reach to grab to look at something and then sit it back down on its base, and it's good to go.
Right. I mean, I have my I have a wireless charger sitting right here, but I also have a thick ass OtterBox to where certain wireless chargers don't work with this OtterBox. So I mean, I can't buy like a non-name brand wireless charger normally. So half the time I have to buy like a Samsung, or like I have to buy that type of thing so I can use it. So it's I have one because it's very convenient. It's just convenient to let it charge a little bit and then pull it off and do your thing, and let it charge a little bit and pull it off and do your thing, instead of a 3-foot cord or a 10-foot, 6-foot cord, whatever you have. You have a cord kind of hanging out. Right. You know, I have a wireless charger that's actually in my car, on a clip, it's plugged in obviously, but it's not plugged into my phone. But I have it in my car. My wife has one as well. They work really well. So yeah, I could see that happening. Thank you for bringing that in, Adam. I didn't see that one unless it just broke today.
It says 15 hours ago. So
okay, so yeah, it's broke. I didn't see that one, so thank you. John, go ahead and take this next one. All right, so now we're moving on our two big stories of the week.
EA, Kojima, Sony, Microsoft, Unity, and Amazon have dropped out of the Game Developers Conference.
Also, to add to that, I'm sorry, I didn't put this in there. That's my fault. This is my fault, not you. I didn't put this in there. GDC has also been canceled. For anyone that didn't know, GDC, which is the Game Developers Conference, I didn't add this in here. I forgot. So I said the other day on our page that I could see GDC getting canceled very soon. And of course, Friday afternoon, they announced that they will be canceling it, but they will be pushing it back to sometime in the summertime. They will have an event in the summertime, is exactly what GDC has said. Of course, this is not a consumer thing. This is all for game developers to go there. It's a lot of networking. It's a lot of people trying to get jobs. Basically, people are giving the shirt off their back to get there because it's like $1,500 for a ticket. It's that type stuff. So I apologize. Go ahead, John.
No, you good.
Before they even canceled it, the list had grown to Activision, Blizzard, Gearbox, Google. Like everyone was dropping out.
They had no big people there. It was more along the lines of, I mean, Microsoft had dropped out and said they were going to do the online thing where they were going to put their videos up online, and so that the people could see, which is cool. It's a cool thing of Microsoft to do, but it was kind of thing of like, well, GDC, what are y'all going to do now? You know, you kind of have to cancel at this point. So go ahead and read us a little bit about PAX here. And I actually believe this list is actually a lot bigger, but I have just some big ones here.
Capcom, Square Enix, Bluehole, CD Projekt Red, all have pulled out of PAX East as well due to the coronavirus.
So PAX East is this weekend. It's happening actually right now. It's actually happening today. I believe that list is actually a lot bigger than that.
But these are the most notable.
Right. We talked about this last week a little bit. And it's understandable why you do it. You know, you don't want to send your people to an area to where something, you know, in all honesty, people talk so much shit. Man, they're not going to contract it. Man, they're not going to do it. Man, you never know. It's kind of one of those, you never know what's going to happen. You know, what if one of your people from Japan goes over there to show off this game, because PAX East was supposed to be them showing off, our Naughty Dog was supposed to show off their first time ever letting the public touch The Last of Us Part 2. What happens if somebody goes over there, contracts it, takes it back to the office? Guess what? Now the whole office is quarantined. You know, it's that type of thing. So, and then your game's even going to take even longer to come here. So, you know, I mean, well, not really, because I guess they could just sit in there and work on it the whole time. But then still, you know, it's like, why in the hell do I see a lot of people bitching about this kind of stuff. GDC makes sense, you know, cancel it. Too many people dropped out, especially when you got big people like Unity and Epic dropping out, which they make the two of the biggest game engines in game development, and they drop out. Yeah, it's time. So it's time. So John, read this letter that the Boston mayor sent right here on this. You ain't got to read the whole article. Just read. Just read. The quotes. Just read the quotes. Yeah.
All right. So Boston mayor sent this letter out to Sony.
Boston mayor Marty
petitioned
Walsh.
Sony to reconsider PAX East withdrawal. All right. So Sony Interactive made the decision to cancel its participation to PAX East in Boston this year due to the increasing concerns related to the COVID-19, said Sony. We felt this was the safest option as the situation is changing daily. We are disappointed to cancel our participation in this event, but the health and safety of our global workforce is our highest concern.
Right. So that's what Sony said.
That was Sony's response. And then let me scroll here.
No, you're up. It's up at the top. It's what Mayor Marty Walsh said.
Yeah, I missed that. So I apologize, but Mayor Marty Walsh wrote that misinformation around the novel coronavirus or COVID-19 was stroking anti-Chinese sentiments in Boston and across the U.S. These fears reinforce harmful stereotypes that generations of Asians have worked hard to dismantle, he said. They trigger our worst impulses to view entire groups of people with suspicion, to close ourselves off, and to miss out on the opportunity and connections our global city provides. Boston is united in our efforts to dispel these harmful and misguided fears.
So
what I said before is Sony's response.
Right, and I'm trying to see if the actual full letter was up here, because there was a full letter actually on one of these things. I'm trying to see if why do you gotta play random videos? Stop playing random videos. I hate sites that listen. If any sites listen to this, please do me a favor and disable your fucking shitty ass auto fucking videos, please, because it's fucking annoying, you piece of shit people. So basically, Marty Walsh is coming to them saying, "Hey man, this is going to cause an uproar." And I'm sure the first thing he's worried about is the fact that, hey, we're going to lose a lot of money on this because Sony being here is going to bring a lot of money into Boston. I'm sure the politicians' first thing they think about is money. So I'm sure that's why. But he's not wrong. I mean, look at, I hate talking about this on here because, I mean, we're all freaking warm-blooded, massive Americans. But look at 9/11. When 9/11 happened, a lot of Indian people or anybody in the Indian race, or the Middle Eastern race, should I say, was looked at as a bad person. Even people that were born here, raised here, they're straight up Americans, have an ID same as I do. They were looked at as bad as that, and they have nothing to do with that.
And that's still going on today.
Yeah. Like,
it's
today
even gotten worse now.
Oh yeah, it's gotten worse as of today. I mean, I've seen articles about. Well, actually, I mean, it might get a little bit better now. I've seen articles lately. Once again, I need everybody to remember I am not a political person. I am an ignorant when it comes to shit. But I have seen articles about how the U.S. and Taliban have now signed a deal and all this kind of good stuff on certain things, and now the war is supposed to end in the Middle East. That's called. This is not a political podcast. We don't need to talk about it. I just want to bring that up. But anyway, with this being said, he's not wrong. He's right. I could see. I can tell you that working in the hospital, I have seen the Asian race get looks that I don't. And I've done this on purpose, to where I've looked at people staring at them on purpose. I have watch people staring at them on purpose just to see what they look like. And I've done that. It's hilarious. It's not hilarious. Actually, it's saddening. But it's one of the things where you look at somebody and you're like, oh, you're stereotyping that person right now. I can tell. I can look in your eyes and tell you're stereotyping this person.
But the way this guy is doing it, I feel like that's a bit of a stretch to say that, only because they canceled this, that it's going to reinforce a stereotype. I think you're just trying to jump on with the way woke culture is and stuff like that, so that you can kind of influence Sony to come. And that's just not happening, because
I hate everything about
your city.
I hate everything about the woke culture.
I don't hate everything about woke culture.
I think it's dumb as fuck.
There are good things about woke culture. There is a good thing about
the name
inclusion.
Is dumb.
Well, no, I agree. The name is fucking retarded, and I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that. But
no, you're not.
But they have a lot of good things. Like getting rid of things like racism and, not including people and, all this other great stuff. It's just the way they go about it really upsets me, because apparently you make one mistake and your life is over. No, you're a horrible person.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's not even a mistake. It's the more along the lines of fact of these snowflake pussy ass individuals we have in this world now, to where all they do is get fucking, you get, what you call it about everything. What's the word I'm looking for here? You get offended or butthurt. Yes, you get offended about too much, and that's why people don't like a lot of us younger people nowadays. Because it is my generation of people. It's my generation and young. It's our generation and younger of people. It's actually all three of our generations that are the ones that are getting made fun of and looked at bad, because there's just too many people are butthurt. You say one word, like for instance, I can tell you back in the day, it was not bad to use the word gay. You could use the word gay and nobody really gave a shit. Nowadays, if I say, man, that's gay, bam, I'm gonna have somebody that's in the gay or LGBT whatever community come at me and say, hey man, you're not supposed to be saying that, and I'm gonna give them one of these, fuck you, homeboy, and then that's gonna be it. It's because it's stupid. It's stupid. It's like using God's name in vain. You hear Christians, you don't use God's name in vain. You don't do that. Look, man, if I'm using God's name in vain and God's gonna send me to hell, then when I die, guess where I'm going? I guess I'm going to hell for saying God one time. It's you see, let
me live my life.
Let me live my shit. Let me do what I want to do. You don't want to like me? Cool. Don't like me, but do it in quiet. You want to tell me about it? Cool. Tell me about it. Step to me. Do what you want to do. Damn, I got real hood. I apologize. But it's
there's a real way to say that stuff, though. There's a real way to say, hey, listen, Mike, you just said gay and you put it in like a negative context, and really honestly, dude, that makes me feel some kind of way. Like, it makes me feel like a shitty person. Because you just said if I'm saying I'm gay, and then you use it as a negative context of, oh man, that's gay. Like, something awful is gay. That means that other gay people are also awful. Like,
that's not what that means at all. That is you taking that in a way. That's not. And I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to sound horrible, and people can hate me for it. You can think however you want to, right? I can think however I want to. If you take something I say wrong, I will explain to you that, hey, I did not mean that way. But if you continue to still take that the wrong way, that is not my fault. If I take something wrong you say in a wrong way, even though you tell me, hey, Mike, I didn't mean that way. I didn't mean that. Just like I talk about all the time, right? I'm politically very ignorant, right? And if you were to say, hey, Mike, and talk shit to me about being politically ignorant, and then you're like, hey, man, I didn't mean that way. I didn't mean that way. I want to try to explain this to you. And I still take that as you fucking like talking shit about me instead of me taking that as a coaching moment, then that's my fault. That's the type of stuff I mean. And I don't want to get into that whole thing, but it's a thing of, there are a lot of people that get offended for no damn reason in this country. And it's very stupid to see. And it's mostly this, like you said, this woke thing. I do agree there are some things that need to be brought to light. The racism stuff needs to be brought to light. That the stuff about the children behind closed doors with all the celebrities and that kind of stuff, where they're getting their, what's that called? The child sex rings and all that. That stuff needs to be brought up. The trafficking rings, that stuff needs to be brought up, because that stuff is part of the woke generation too, as bad as you want to say it is. But just like, there's a lot of stuff, man, that I just don't agree with. It's Jonathan, you know what I have to do tomorrow? You know what I have to do on Monday on Mondays? You know what I do Sunday through Thursday? I go to work. You want to know what I have to do? Because you want to know what I have to do with the money that I have to work for? I have to pay bills. I have to take care of my children. I have to take care of the house. You know what I'm going to do in probably the next 40 years? I'm going to die. And 40 to 50 years, of maybe 60, maybe 70, I don't know. I'm going to die. At the end of the day, I still have to go to work. I still have to make my money, and I still have to come home. I have much more shit to worry about than all this dumb shit in the world. That's the reason. But that I understand, before you say this, I also understand that's my opinion on the matter. That is my opinion on the matter, because I don't care about any of it. I once again, I want everybody, I've said this before, and I want you to understand that I don't want you to take me saying something about the gay thing as me saying bad about gay people. I don't have nothing bad about say about gay people. One of my best friends is gay. But I actually I touched his nuts for 4 years straight when I was a quarterback in fucking high school. So I touched his nuts for 4 years straight, and then oh hey man, I'm gay. Oh, could have fucking told me that in high school, buddy. But anyway, you know, it was kind of a thing of, I have gay friends. I have a lot of those friends, so please don't take that in a bad way. I was just using that as an example. But this whole woke generation is crazy with certain things. There are, I mean, and I agree with it to an extent of, hey, there's political stuff that you guys need to know about. Awesome. Please inform me, but don't get butthurt about it and do that type of stuff, you know. But like, I kind of agree with, I agree with what you're saying on what he's saying, that it, because I also, you heard me also say earlier, a lot of this has to do with money, but he is right to an extent. And I use 9/11 as the example because that was a true example of shit that happened. You know, and that, like you said, that is still happening to this day. You know, people are, when you see somebody in a turban walking in an airport, people look at that person weird. Or you see somebody walking in one of the Muslim women, people look at those people weird. You know, and that's technically racist to me, and that's wrong. So that part of the woke generation, I fully understand and I agree with them. But you have to admit, there are a lot of dumb fucking individual people that do some dumb shit in that generation, and that stupid shit, and getting butthurt.
You get that with everybody, like these extreme groups, anything that gets big, it's always going to be the poster child is going to be some dumbass moron, like this stupid, like, did you just assume my gender type person? Like, yes, I did, bitch, because there's two fucking genders. Like fuck y'all, I don't care. People can get mad at me, I don't care. There is a man and a woman. Like, you do what you do. If you feel like changing over to be a woman, that's cool. You are a woman at that point. You know, it is what it is. Take it how you will. If we lose listeners, I'm sorry. Y'all can blame me for it. But it's just it's stupid, man. It's one of those things I just don't. This world fucking worries me, and I hate that I have to bring my child up in it. I wish I could move to fucking Europe tomorrow or Canada, where I get free health care. But you know, it's just stupid, man. Like, but I do see what you're saying, John. A lot of this is money. I mean, I said that earlier. The dude, he don't want to lose money for the city of Boston, you know, because PAX East does bring a lot of money in, and especially Sony.
When I first heard about it, it was more health concern for Sony's employees. Had nothing, in my mind. Granted, I am one person. Had nothing to do with any kind of racist, whatever negative connotations to the, you know, Asian American populace, because I'm not racist like that. I'm a realist, and I thought about the health concern behind it, not the racism behind it.
I can agree with why Sony did this. Why Sony and why every other company has pulled out of these things. Look at all the companies that have pulled out. Most of them are overseas, where all this stuff is building up to right now, right? So I can agree with that.
As the mayor, really want somebody potentially bringing that coronavirus over to your city and then it just spreading?
And there was already one case in Boston. So what Sony was worried about was not so much of, hey, we're going to send people over there and our people might have it. They were worried about this person infecting multiple other people, and now they're going to infect their people, and now they go back to work. And once again, the symptoms of this stuff, of the coronavirus, is flu-like. So you don't even know you have it sometimes. You know, so you might go 2 weeks, you're working, you're doing your thing, working away, doing your thing, creating your game, and then bam, hey, you got coronavirus. Oh shit. Now 12 other people around you have coronavirus in that office, you know, and now you're just infecting more people around the world, you know, and that's that type of thing.
I don't think anybody would disagree that it's a consideration kind of thing. Yes, we don't come over here. We've got people who have contracted coronavirus. On the same token,
correct,
don't bring that shit over here. It's being considerate, and it works out for everybody. Yes, everybody's disappointed, but who cares?
Right, and that's not saying after all this is done, you can do another PAX East and be like, bam, here. And Sony's already said, yes, we'll be at PAX East next year. As long as all this is done, we will be there next year. They've said that, you know. It's just a health concern at this point.
And it doesn't mean that they won't release their announcements or either, you know, whatever they were going to say at PAX East either, if they were planning on doing anything.
Right. So you know, we're going to move on from this wonderful tangent that we've went into, and that's probably my fault. I apologize on that tangent, but I have a lot of built up shit to say about this nonsense in this world nowadays. Probably should have a podcast about that and just let me fucking vent and let people shoot me over it, because that would be lovely. Maybe they'll take me out of debt. That would be great. So our last story here is basically, Xbox has came out, or Microsoft has came out and said, they posted this. This was actually the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, posted this whole thing about what you can expect from next generation of gaming. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to read the little hot points here. So there's a little graphic here, and I'm sure you guys are looking at the story as well. The new Xbox Series X, there will be there's a bunch of quotes here, 12 or a bunch of bullet points. 12 teraflops, variable rate shading, hardware accelerated DirectX ray tracing, quick resume for multiple games, which I think is super cool, and smart delivery. So I'm gonna explain a couple of these. I'm not gonna read a bunch of it. We're just gonna talk about it because what we've said is we know this bitch is powerful, basically. The next generation custom processor. Xbox Series X is our most powerful console ever, powered by our custom design processor leveraging AMD's latest Zen 2 and RDNA 2 architectures. I'm not going to read a lot of this because a lot of this is basically a bunch of shit that we don't know. There's going to be VRS, which is variable rate shading. Basically, it's rather than spending GPU cycles and uniformly to every single pixel on the screen, they can prioritize individual effects on specific game characters or important environmental objects. So let me explain to you guys what those two things, what that thing is, because I'm sure you're probably confused as I was in the beginning. I had to look it up. So basically, what variable rate shading is. So let's say you're in a cutscene, right, with characters, right? The wall, instead of making the wall look amazing, now that would make the characters look amazing, and that wall might look a little bit shittier because now they're focusing all the GPU power on the characters, right? That's basically what that means. You're gonna get hardware accelerated DirectX ray tracing. We've talked about ray tracing for a while now. I don't think we need to talk about it. It's basically better lighting and makes it look pretty. You're going to get a brand new SSD, the brand new SSD designed by them. This is all in-house stuff. Quick Resume, the new Quick Resume feature lets you continue multiple games from a suspended state almost instantly, returning you to where you were and what you were doing without waiting through long loading screens. This is cool because the quick resume that's on Xbox Now doesn't work that well. I always quit out of my games. I force quit out of my games when I'm done because I've done it multiple times and then it just freaking freezes my game most of the time. Dynamic latency input, you're gonna get that. I guess it's better input from the controller. HDMI 2.1 innovation. It's obviously faster than HDMI 2.0. 120 FPS support, which is pretty cool. You're going to get 4 generations of gaming, which is Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and what do they say? Xbox 360, Xbox One, and and I think Xbox One X, all that kind of good stuff. Smart delivery. The smart delivery thing I think is the coolest. So if you buy let's say Halo Infinite, for instance, you buy Halo Infinite one time on Xbox One, and then you're like, man, I want to go buy an Xbox Series X. You go buy a Series X, you already have a Halo Infinite. Cyberpunk was also the big one, which was CD Projekt Red. CD Projekt Red came out and said this today, or this week, that they will do the same thing. That basically, hey, if you buy Cyberpunk on the Xbox One, you'll get it day one. You'll get it day one on the Series X if you go buy it, basically, so you don't got to rebuy it. I actually have a little prediction. I told Jonathan yesterday about that. I have now moved my Xbox Series X release date up. I believe that the Xbox Series X might get released. I want to predict that it'll get released day one with Cyberpunk 2077. Which is September 17th of 2020. I already see you looking it up. September 17th of 2020. So it'll be. I really would like to see that happen because then, hey, we got a day one. We got a day one game that people can play. That's pretty fucking cool. So that's smart delivery. Of course, you get Xbox Game Pass, and they're still going to continue to do their first party titles.
Do you think that's why Cyberpunk got pushed back?
To an extent, yes. To an extent, yes. I said it on the E3 show that I believe that Cyberpunk's going to get pushed back because of the consoles coming and because that game is so large. I mean, look at the fact of Witcher 3. Witcher 3 was delayed 7 times. So, I mean, CD Projekt has been known to delay games, but look at the games they put out. They're amazing. You know, so they're kind of like, I don't know if you guys remember how Blizzard used to be. Blizzard used to be, they wouldn't put a game out until there was no bugs in that game, and that game was beautiful, right? So that's how Blizzard used to be. And they might be going back to that now with some of their hires they have been doing. But CD Projekt's kind of the same way. But I'm probably going to be wrong. Most likely 90% going to be wrong. It's probably going to be released in November. But I want to see them release the Series X on...
I hope not.
What?
I hope they release it in September.
Well, I mean, September would be cool to see.
I don't want the Black Friday madness.
Well, the thing is, Jonathan said something about, like, do you think they would actually go out of the holiday season? And... yes, to an extent, but to me, that's still the holiday season because there are a lot of people that do their holiday shopping early. But there are a lot of people, like Jonathan said, that don't do their holiday shopping early. They don't shop until November because they don't have the time, or they're just last-minute people. I just think that September 17th will be the day. I think it'll be between September 17th and September 30th. That way, that's what I think, to be completely honest. But if it came out day one with Cyberpunk 2077, I would not be surprised, just for the factor of, hey, we got a place for you to play this wonderful game right here, people, that you don't have to go buy a PC. Here you go, type thing.
Financially, I like it better too because I've got all this money saved up for the holidays. I've got time to save that money up. Whereas if I get it in September, there we go. I've got that Easter egg. It's not as much of a hard hit when we get around to November and December when I'm going and doing my shopping.
So, that a boy.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I get married the week before, so I will not be able to purchase it.
That's a very specific example.
Adam, I hate to tell you, my friend, but that's not the last thing that you're going to end up sacrificing for your marriage. I hate to tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to being married, my friend. You sacrifice more than you understand.
If it was before, I can be like, well.
Wait till you have a child and there's a baby around the house, and Courtney's going to get love, yeah. But that baby being your first, oh, you're going to care more about that child than anything in this world, I promise you. It's kind of just how it happens, especially with your first. And then you're going to have no time. You're going to be like me right now. I have no time to play any games. Why do you think I'm playing Fortnite besides a Deadpool skin? Like, it's something easy I can pick up for a 10-minute game and put down, while she's sleeping, or while she's... hey, I gave her a bottle. It takes her about 5 to 10 minutes to eat a bottle. Bam, I can game, It's kind of that kind of thing.
That's why I play Apex all the time.
Huh?
The shitty thing about the Division.
What?
It takes too long.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Apparently I had music playing in the background, and Navi was just, hey, listen. That was awkward. Yes, because it takes so long to load in and then trek across, DC to get to a mission.
Right. And I mean, Jonathan, just like Jonathan said, Apex is a good game because you can play literally a 10-minute game and go. Call of Duty's been cool for me, and Fortnite's also going to be cool for me at nighttime when I get home at 2 o'clock in the morning and I want to go to bed. I'm tired of shit, but I also haven't had time to game all day and I want to play a quick game. Guess what I can do? Hop on there, play a quick game, go to bed. It's cool for that. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and I love all this stuff they keep releasing because now it's kind of one of those things. I told Jonathan this yesterday. Let's say Sony comes out and Sony doesn't do this, and like, hey, you got to buy that game twice. Hey, they don't have a smart delivery type system. I'm putting that in quotes for people. So let's say they don't have that. They're gonna catch shit for that because everybody's gonna be like, hey, why should I do this when I can go over here and do this? That's gonna be that type of thing. So.
Well, I think we've covered that topic very thoroughly.
Okay. Are you trying to move on?
Yeah. I couldn't remember my code word for let's move along, so
I forgot it too.
I don't care.
It was like I'm shook or I'm something.
No, it was
I'm so shook.
It's pineapples. It's pineapples.
Was it pineapples?
I think it was pineapples.
Something, I don't know.
It doesn't matter, man. Fuck it. I went off on a tangent. It's okay. It's my fault. I'll take it.
Honestly, the Series X is great, and
I think both are going to be awesome. To be honest, I mean, when it comes down to it, they're both going. I am a person that is not. I am a fanboy of Xbox, but I am also a person that respects the other. I respect the other. I respect Sony for,
Do we have specs on the size of the X Series X?
No, we don't, because I actually have been looking for them because of the factor of this TV stand. I have to get a new one.
Well, I was just looking, because you saw my setup how I have that little shelf. I'm like, that Series X ain't fitting there.
No, it could fit under. It could fit under you on the left side. It's not going to be massively big. Yeah, it's not going to be. I'm going to say, Adam, probably
like a mini ATX.
Yay, like a mini ATX fucking case, probably, in all complete honesty, because I bet that's what they're using is a size of a mini ATX case.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. So let's hop into new releases here. I'll start off, Jonathan, you go, and then Adam. The Division 2 Warlords of New York expansion, PC, PS4, Xbox One, March 3rd.
4th Generation Warfare on PC, March 5th.
Murder by Numbers on the Switch on March 5th, and then the same game, Murder by Numbers, for the PC on March 6th.
I am so proud of you for doing both of those at the same time. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX for the Switch, March 6th. So, John, you want to go ahead and tell people where they can save some money at?
John,
sure.
I love you very much. I have to pee, so you do this, and I'll be right
You know what? I'm going to do my thing while you're off giving golden showers to your toilet.
I got to pee too, but I'm waiting because I'm into this.
You know what? If you want to go pee, you can go pee. I'll just read all these lists of bullshit.
Okay, you do that. I'm going to go pee too.
All right, and then I'll just talk by myself for about an hour.
Okay, talk amongst yourself.
All right, so now we're entering into Budget Gamer. All right, so CDKeys right now.com has PS Plus 1-year membership for $34.79. If any of you are on PlayStation, you know a $60 price tag, so this is a good discount. My Hero 1 Justice number 2 plus DLC for the PC is on CDKeys for $44.59, which is the same as last week. One Punch Man, a hero nobody knows on PC, is gone up to $42.89. Resident Evil 3 has stayed the same at $46.89 for the PC. Doom Eternal for PC has gone to $37.19, which is also the same. There was no change. I don't know why I said it like that. Anyway, and Outer Worlds for the Switch is on there for $46.89. Epic Game Store this week has from February 27th to March 4th is, I don't know, I'm getting text messages, sorry. Anyway, from February 27th to March 2nd, Black Desert Online.
I went P2 and it felt great.
Black Desert Online, like I said, is also going to be available from till March 2nd, and all the Half-Life games are still available on Steam as well, up until April 1st.
I need to hop in there and do that because...
Yeah, go ahead and get that done.
Well, that for future, and also GeForce Now, I have to own the game, and it runs through Steam, so...
Yeah. Well...
See if the Half-Lifes are on there.
Yeah, it's a free-to-play, so if you want to get it, you need to go ahead and start playing it.
John, real quick, I wanted to throw something out there if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
I was going to say something. So on Microsoft, over on Microsoft has a. I'm only reason I'm saying this because of Half-Life Alyx dropping this year. There is a mixed reality headset over. I think it's a Samsung. Give me a second. It's the one of the Samsung headsets. Hold on one second. So the Samsung, well, actually, I'm sorry, it's out of stock. The Samsung HMD Odyssey Plus is $229 right now for the whole setup, and it's normally $499. And that headset would be able to play Half-Life Alyx. I just wanted to bring that up.
Nice. Stadia Pro as of March 1st will have Grid, the racing game, Steam World Dig 2, and Steam World Quest Hand of Gilgamesh. Xbox Game with Gold still has the Batman Ending Within, the complete season, as of March 1st to the 31st. I don't know why I said still. Castlevania Lord of Shadows from the Xbox 360 is available from March 1st to the 15th. Now, I don't know how to say this, but Shantae, Half Genie Hero.
Shantae.
Okay, Shantae, Half Genie Hero, the Xbox One from March 16th to April 15th. And finally, Sonic Generations, Xbox 360, March 16th through the 31st. Let's see here. Game Pass on February 27th released Kingdom Hearts 3, 2 Point Hospital, and Wasteland Remastered. On the 26th, they released Yakuza 0 for PC and Xbox One, and Indivisible on the PC. February 27th, they released Jackbox Party 3, and coming soon, March 13th, they're going to release State of Decay 2 Juggernaut Edition for the PC and Xbox One.
And that's with all the DLC and stuff.
Yeah, that's all DLC and crap.
Basically, their Ultimate Edition.
Yeah. PS Plus still has BioShock, the collection, Firewall 0, Zero Hour, and The Sims 4 available until March 2nd. But on March 3rd, Shadow of the Colossus and Sonic Forces will be available from till April 6th. Twitch Prime for the month of March has Fury, Bomber Crew, Epistory Typing Chronicles, Mugsters, Whispers of a Machine available for all of the month of March. And finally, we have a good accessory. One of my favorite brands is SteelSeries. SteelSeries Revival 600 Gaming Mouse is available on Woot.com for $39 if you have a Prime membership, and $40.99 if you do not have an Amazon Prime membership. This is, if you don't know what Woot is a kind of like a sister company or something. Amazon owns it. It's like just a bunch of discounts. It's basically Amazon, but for getting good deals. So,
okay, awesome, thank you. So guys, hopping into our topic of the week here, we were supposed to talk a little bit about the Witcher castings, but they're talking about they've actually just casted Vesemir recently, which nobody knows, which of you guys aren't really with who Vesemir is. Vesemir is basically, to me, Geralt's dad. It's not Geralt's dad, but it is basically, because he's the one that trained him to be a Witcher and everything. I was super disappointed it was not Mark Hamill, because when they had said it was going to be when they said Mark Hamill was the rumor, I got excited about it because I could see it, especially from reading the books and knowing who Vesemir is. I could see it. But I do like the casting. But we're not going to talk about the casting because they're supposed to have a bit more to add to it. There's supposed to be a couple more castings to come on. So once that comes on, then we can do it. This week we're gonna talk about our favorite gaming soundtracks. Something you might listen to outside of the game. Kind of like me, for instance. Something I listen to outside of the game is my favorite OST of all time, which is original soundtrack of all time for the game, Octopath Traveler. Octopath Traveler is probably one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. I can listen to it and freaking fall asleep. I can listen to it while I'm at work. It's so calming and so chill. I love that soundtrack with a passion. And you can also get it on Apple Music and Spotify.
Nice. I think I'm blacking out.
No, you're not blacked out. You're still here.
Oh. I'm like, Mike's standing so still. So for me, I guess I'll say my favorite one would be Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I play the soundtrack to that with all the pirate shanties literally all the time just to get along with it. It was probably for me the best soundtrack in gaming, because I would literally play Black Flag and sail along the seas for no effing reason except for to hear them sing those pirate shanties.
And I do like the fact that they've done that with every game that has ship stuff since. Like like right now I'm playing Odyssey, obviously, and Odyssey does it. You know, it's pretty cool that's how that stuff goes. I really like that. Adam?
I have two.
Okay.
One that I listen to probably more than the other is Ocarina of Time.
It's a good one.
I have that normally on repeat, or either a lo-fi remix or with like rainfall ambience playing while I do like homework and stuff. It's very calming and keeps me centered. But the original PlayStation 2 Shadow of the Colossus soundtrack is such a iconic soundtrack for me. I love every moment of that soundtrack.
Awesome.
Takes me back and reminds me of all the great boss battles and how many times I got thrown on the ground and stomped on.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of the same reason I like Octopath, because it does have that 8-bit feel of like kind of like Final Fantasy VII used to, and every time I hear the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack, was another one of my favorites. There's no need for me to say this, but if I've said it multiple times about Final Fantasy VII being one of my favorite games of all time. The remake is I literally have taken days off work for it to sit. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna get it on Friday, and I'm gonna beat it by Sunday. That is literally gonna be just because I love that game so much. I've been waiting for it for so long. I told you guys that. That soundtrack to me was so great and reminded me, kind of like what you said, Adam, of boss battles and some of the Sephiroth music and different things of that. I just love the soundtrack so much. But Octopath, man, I'm telling you, if you haven't heard it or haven't played it, if you're not into turn-based RPGs or JRPGs or anything of that nature, check out the soundtrack itself, man. The soundtrack itself is so good. I love it. All right, guys, I think that's really going to do it for this week of the ADHD Gamer. Gentlemen, would you like to say anything to our wonderful people here before we head out?
Just see you later, ADHD Gamers.
Keep on liking, subscribing, sharing. We have some stuff in the works that hopefully we will be talking about sooner rather than later.
Yeah, there's going to be, we actually discussed a little bit yesterday. Some stuff needs to be talked about very soon. So we need to sit down and actually have full conversation about that, which will happen soon. Also, something that's going to happen soon. I'll go ahead and say it. I am going to be taught how to play D&D. There's going to be, we are going to have a kind of, not a stream, but it's going to be a basic video of us playing a, is it called Dungeons and Dragons versus Rick and Morty?
It's a Dungeons and Dragons Rick and Morty edition, or is it Dungeons and Dragons versus?
I think it was Dungeons and Dragons versus.
I think it is, which is cool. I mean, Jonathan says it's basically a version of Dungeons and Dragons. Basically, that's just Rick and Morty. So,
Dungeons and Dragons versus Rick and Morty.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So basically, it's so I'm going to be taught how to play Dungeons and Dragons, which is pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited about it. We're going to do it at Jonathan's house. We're gonna set up a table, me, Adam, and John. We're gonna have a little playthrough, maybe some other people if they want to do it, and that'll be a video, and we'll do that. And I'm pretty excited to get that done. We'll probably do that. There'll probably be a couple episode thing. It won't be audio. It'll probably be video, and we'll do. It'll just be a cool. I mean, it might be audio. I ain't decided yet, and we might do. It'll just be a cool, fun thing to do. So, and Jonathan's you're DMing, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna DM it.
Okay, cool.
We're gonna have a good time. Maybe do a little drinking with it.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, I mean, hey, y'all. I don't know what y'all do. I'm definitely going to drink with it. So
I might get some of those.
One of the D's stands for drunk.
Yeah. Drunken Dragons. So, all right, guys. Well, once again, you can check us out everywhere for audio podcast services everywhere. You can check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at ADHD Gamer Podcast. And always remember to like, subscribe, and share for us if you can to try and get us more followers. And please send us emails, guys. Email at ADHDgamerPodcast@gmail.com. That way we can talk about some of your emails. I haven't even checked that email address to see if somebody did send something. Actually, I can pull it up right here just to make sure, because if somebody did, I'm going to feel like it.
You can also send emails to AdamTheIntern@ADHD@gmail.com.
Oh, okay. I guess Adam created one too, because he's that person now.
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool though. That's good.
I've decided to just embrace the name and Adam the Intern.
I mean, I really like that you're embracing the name, because it's really good. It's
honestly you're always going to be the intern. I think. Mm-hmm. I just think that's how that's going to go. It just fits you, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yep. I've been making the decision to change my gamer tag.
Awesome.
Just go ahead,
dude. That would be awesome.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for that. Mine's always gonna be Tatted. Mine's always gonna be Tatted Phoenix, just because that's always what mine's been, is Tatted Phoenix for a long time. And if anybody's wondering, I have a tattoo of a phoenix on my chest. That's why. But anyway, guys, thank you once again. Thank you for the 2,000 likes. Thank you for everything you guys do for us. Which, I mean, the people that actually do listen to this and actually do watch, we want to thank you, and keep doing so. And just tell us what you want to see. ADHDgamerPodcast@gmail.com. And what is yours, Adam? What is your
Adam? Sorry, I was reading the message. Adam the Intern ADHD@gmail.com.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. And guys, this has been a wonderful episode 36 of the ADHD Gamer Podcast. We will not be back next week. Next week, there will be an episode up. We're actually about to start filming that episode right now. As soon as we get done here, we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to do it. It's going to be a retro episode all about the PS1. So make sure to check that out next week. So, guys, thank you very much. Yes, Adam has his shirt on. All right, guys, thank you very much. And ADHD Gamers, it's been fun. We'll see you guys later. And always, may the force be with you.
Always.
I have spoken.
There we go.
Attaboy.
I looked it up beforehand.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later.